having more cloud native things is always good, because now we're all just thinking about the cloud. We're not thinking about, do I have to manage this hardware? Do I have enough disk space? Am I backing that up correctly? That's all handled for me in it. So the fully managed cloud-based platform, that problem solved. I'm Rich Domkiller, Vice President of Architecture and Governance. I work at ConstructConnect. I've been with the company for 3 years. My role is to work on what is our future state, what is our direction, and then to make sure we're putting in proper controls and governance restrictions. We were having some issues with migrating onto JFrog, as well as our old JFrog implementations to our new JFrog implementations. Much of the problems came from when we went asking for help. There wasn't a lot of professional services help available. We were going through the pre-sales team, and the pre-sales team mostly wanted to try to sell us more software. Eventually, we got everything stable in our one instance of JFrog, the SaaS implementation, and we started doing some more invasive scanning, and we wanted to scan all of our Docker images. So we downloaded a plugin from JFrog to scan our images, and when we unleashed it on our repository, it decided that it would download the entirety of Microsoft's image repository and scan it. So we found out, one, there was no control on that, so we downloaded images we weren't even touching and scanned them. We were being hit with an ingress charge for all of those polls. Then we got hit with an egress charge to run this JFrog scanner, because we were adding more and more resources into the JFrog repository. In the first 12 hours, it was about $7,500. By the time we got it turned off, we had spent $48,000. And then we spent 3.5 months negotiating with JFrog to have them absorb some of that cost, because we couldn't stop the plugin once we initiated it. There was no control. We had to reach out to their support desk, tier 3 support in Israel, and have them bounce our server to get it to stop. We were not aware of Cloudsmith when we started our search, but when we started our search to find a new tool, we surveyed what was available. So Nexus, obviously we had JFrog, Nexus, and we definitely were focused on something that was cloud-based. We didn't want to bring anything into our data center, because we're trying to evacuate the data center, and our build pipeline is in the cloud. So let's get it as close to home as possible. And we began engaging the services teams to understand what is it going to take us to move us off of JFrog. And we were extremely pleased with the answer that Cloudsmith said, we have tools, we've done this many times before, we can guide you. We were able to move completely off of JFrog, everything in under 3 months. We have our own set of internal governance regulations, and our score continues to improve. And Cloudsmith has been a contributor to helping us with that improvement. It has helped us to identify where we have vulnerabilities and where we need to apply patches or quarantines. And we are a stone's throw away from being done for the year to get us to where we have 0 high or critical vulnerabilities in our supply chain. Our parent corporation does, in fact, audit us on a regular basis and check those things, and Cloudsmith has been essential in ensuring that we maintain our conformance with their governance rules. Earlier this year, there were some issues with some JavaScript libraries being corrupted. We got the email at 9 o'clock in the morning, roughly, saying, this is a thing you need to be concerned with. By mid-afternoon, Cloudsmith's support group had reached out not only to tell us that they were aware of the problem and working on it, but with a proposed set of isolation rules to add so that we could isolate those things out of our system. So the proactive behavior of professional support kind of blew my mind. Not just JFrog, the support here is better than the support I have on any of the systems that I'm responsible for. I mean, just completely outclassing everybody. What would I say to somebody who was in the same position I was in with JFrog? That's happened to me twice since we migrated to Cloudsmith. And what I would say, the most casual thing I would say is, beware there are dragons there with your Artifactory implementation. And the conversations that I've had have been mostly around the superior support that we've received from Cloudsmith. I get very helpful, very direct communication from the support team. I occasionally get a reach out from the sales team asking me how it's going. They're engaged in our success. They're looking for us to succeed. I love the fact that what I built got scanned, right? But also, what did I ingest, and what is the pedigree of that thing? I get resilience, I get continuity, I get scanning after the fact. So things that are already in there, new CVEs show up, I hear about them, and I think you can't ask much more from a vendor than to say, be my partner and help me win.